Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to Arbor Sports Show. I'm your host, Robert. We are 40 days away from the 2026 Daytona 500, the Great American Race. Whew, this off-season has gone by lickety-split. You know, with a couple pieces of news today, we found out that the Colic Racing number 12 Ram will be sponsored by Cummins with Butterbean Clean behind the wheel. We knew that already, but the Cummins sponsorship. The paint scheme looks pretty cool. I like it, and I like the numbers kind of up a little bit. I think they look super cool in the trucks. I like the Cup ones too, don't get me wrong. But leave the Xfinity alone, but like the truck kind of moved up a little bit, and I'm hoping it's just the Ram that did it, not anybody else. I think that would be super neat too. Then Steve Phelps stepping down as commissioner of NASCAR. I know a lot of people were wanting that to happen. I know I had said in some previous videos right around the time of the lawsuit, I can see both Steve stepping away and then Jim France retiring and Brian France taking over. Or, not Brian France, my bad. Ben Kennedy. So we'll see what happens with those two positions, but we know for a fact Steve Phelps stepping away. The lawsuit showed us one thing. One very important thing, and I think everyone can use this in your personal life as well. Don't put stuff in writing. Don't put stuff in text or emails. Say it out loud and don't record it. Yeah, there was some stupid stuff that came out that just neither side needs to be talking that way, but we'll see what happens. But I think going forward, NASCAR is going to be in a better place with the owners and everything. We know throughout the history of NASCAR, if you look at the history and kind of look back and read some stuff, you will see there's been times where there's been this with the owners and the head of NASCAR. You know, the Senior, Bill Jr. ran NASCAR with an iron fist. And they literally said it's my way or leave. You know, so we can't do that now. But I understand where some of the sentiment's coming from. And I know a lot of people say, well, NASCAR needs to go back to its roots. Okay. So you want dirt racing and you want 60 races a year and not on TV. Gotcha. I said this to somebody, like, you're being sarcastic, right? You want NASCAR to go back to its roots? That is the NASCAR roots. They're talking more about the playoffs, but, which I am, again, I've said before, I'm pro playoff. I'm fine. If we don't have it, I'm fine. I don't think we're going to have it. Everything that came out from this lawsuit, I don't think we're in playoffs this year. Don't get me wrong, and I hope I am. I hope we have some version of it, but we'll see. Anyway, we are 40 days away. When I, as a legacy fan of this sport, fan since the late 80s, when I think of the number 40, obviously the Coors with Sterling Marlin, Coors Light, Sterling getting out at Daytona, pulling the fender away under red flag. The Kenny Wallace Dirt Devil car, Bobby Hamilton, those kind of cars. Then I also look back at the number 40 for Pete Hamilton driving for Richard Petty and Petty Enterprises. When Dodge came in, they wanted multiple cars. And so they talked Petty Enterprises into running two cars, and Pete Hamilton won the Daytona 500 with it. So in the Cup Series, the number 40, 949 starts, 9 wins, 46 top 5s, 143 top 10s, 4 poles. First race was August 12, 1951. Last race was February 16, 2025. We know this year in 2025 and again in 2026, Justin Allgaier for Junior Motorsports driving the number 40. Junior making his, as an owner, first ever NASCAR Cup Series race. That's kind of cool. Watch him as like kid at the candy store at the garage, helping get the car out and everything. 94 different drivers have driven that number 40. 4 different winners. Chevrolet, it's been a Chevrolet 430 times, the Dodge 300, Pontiac 102, Buick 79, Ford 43, Plymouth 25, Oldsmobile 14, Chrysler 5, Hudson 4, Mercury, Nash each with 2, Lincoln and Toyota each with 1. Sterling Marlin has the most starts in the car number 40 in the Cup Series with 274 with 4 wins, 27 top 5s, 76 top 10s, an average finish of 19.3. D.K. Ulrich, 178 starts, 12 top 10s, average finish of 20.0. Landon Castle, 82 starts, 1 top 5, 1 top 10, average finish of 30.1. David Stremme, 71 starts, 3 top 10s, average finish of 25.8. Kenny Wallace, 1 season, 30 races, 3 top 10s, average finish 22.3. Bobby Hamilton, 30 races, 1 top 10, average finish of 24.0. Pete Hamilton, driving for Petty Enterprises, 15 starts, 3 wins, 9 top 5s, 11 top 10s, average finish of 8.5. Tommy Thompson, 11 starts, 1 win, 2 top 5s, 4 top 10s, average finish of 25.7. And I do some of these unique ones like a Tommy Thompson, like a DK Ulrich is, and I've referred back to this before on XM NASCAR Radio on the afternoon show Speedway with Dave Mooney. He does his Unfiltered Legend series, and he interviews all these legends and people of NASCAR, and the very last question is always, how do you want to be remembered? And everyone has their own little thing, and they played over the weekend, they played the Richard Petty one. It's one of my favorites. And him saying, I just want to be remembered. And even Moody's like, you're the king. And I love how he talks about how there may or may not have been some alcohol involved when the King profile came out. Somebody put it in writing and everyone just took it off with it. So, but yeah, I just want to be remembered. So, for me doing these videos and looking back on the DK Aldrich or on a David Strimmy or on a Bobby Hamilton, Tommy Thompson, those drivers, they just need to be remembered. They are a fabric of the foundation of this sport. And we know Kenny Wallace, everybody knows Kenny Wallace. He's everywhere with stuff. And him and Mark Martin the same way, they've kind of made their name for themselves post racing, in Mark's case, in talking about the sport. The sport is not the same today as it was when they raced in Cup. No, by no means. But it's never going to be that again because the world is different today. So it could be a version of that. It can be a version of what it is today, but it's never going to be what it was then. We can never go back to 1992 and the first year of the Gen 4 car. The year Dale Earnhardt finished 12th in points, his worst year by far of most of his career, because they changed cars that year. Chevrolet was down a little bit that year. Ford was the top dog that year. In Morning Drive talked about this morning about how Chevrolet, new body this year in 2026, will that give Toyota a chance to go out there, or Ford to go out there and get some wins early before Chevrolet catches up? So those little things, you look through the history of the sport, you can kind of see the hills and valleys of the sport. But yeah, just remember, the people, the foundation just needs to be remembered. And that's the goal of a lot of these videos I'm going to do this off season and next off season, which is the plan. All right, on the Xfinity side, the number 40, 554 starts, 1 win, 77 different drivers, only one driver ever won in it, 14 top 5s, 30 top 10s. First race, February 13th, 1982. The last race, November 17th, 2018. Chad Fincham, most starts at 38, average finish 29.6. Scott Wimmer, 36 starts, 1 top 10, average finish 22.4. NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series champion Mike Bliss, 33 starts, 2 top 10s, average finish of 21.7. Josh Wise, 33 starts, 28.4 average finish. Eric Darnell, 31 starts, average finish 26.0. Patty Moise, 27 starts, 1 top 10, average finish 25.2. Now, these are not all-inclusive stats for their career. This is just their stats in the car number 40. So Patty Moise drove some other cars, same with Eric Darnell. These are just their stats in this one car number. Kevin LePage, 23 starts, 1 win, 6 top 5s, 9 top 10s, average finish of 13.7. And Sterling Marlin, he drove the number 40 in Xfinity Series, or Busch Series back then. 18 races, 3 top 5s, 5 top 10s, average finish of 21.0. I refer to it as the Xfinity Series because the last race was ran under the Xfinity Series banner. I know in 2026 it will be the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series. Once we have that first race, then it's going to be like try to remember to say it correctly because some people still call it the Busch Grand National Series or the Busch Series. That's how I grew up. All right, in the Craftsman Truck Series, 172 starts for the number 40, 2 top 5s, 10 top 10s, 28 different drivers. Ryan Truex leads the way with 31 starts, 2 top 5s, 3 top 10s, average finish of 19.7. Chad Chafin, 24 starts, 2 top 10s, average finish of 23.0. Dean Thompson, 23 starts, average finish of 25.2. Ryan Moore, 11 starts, average finish of 26.7. Mike Bliss, 10 starts, 2 top 10s, average finish of 22.5. All right, so we are 40 days away. Whew. We're almost there. We started at 104. For some weird reason, next year's 105. That's kind of weird because the season next year's a week later because the Super Bowl is pushed back a week. So instead of the Daytona 500 being President's Day weekend, it's actually going to be the following weekend. So that's going to be kind of weird with Valentine's Day and then the Super Bowl getting pushed back. But the season ends a week later this year because there's 2 off weeks. So it's like, okay, that's kind of the way the calendar falls and everything. So, yeah, so we're going to have a fun year. I'm going to try to preview all the Truck Xfinity Cup races along with NTT IndyCar. I know we have some doubleheader weekends with IndyCar and NASCAR at Phoenix, and then the Truck Series and IndyCar at St. Petersburg. 2 straight courses on the Truck Series lineup this year. Right before the 500, we'll do kind of bold and not bold predictions. Got a couple I want to throw in there. One for sure about a possible walk-off if it happens. One of my bold predictions will be, just like last year, Denny Hamlin wins the championship, might drop, walk off, retire. So I said this on the morning drive this morning that when Denny wins his first race at 26, we're going to see that same emotion from winning 60. We're going to see that Denny Hamlin. When he wins the second race of the year, I want Bristol Denny. That I just beat your favorite driver. I want that cocky, just the Denny that I became a fan of. So we'll see what happens. It's going to be a fun year. We're 40 days away. Tomorrow's 39. We're getting there one day closer. As always, thanks for watching Robert Sports Show. Don't just have a great day. Have a spiffy day. Robert Sports Show, your YouTube leader, sports channel content.